Welcome to the Jerry Gray channel. This channel tells us about narcissism and how to defeat it. And I want to go ahead and jump straight into the topic. But first, I want to say leave a like and a comment. Without further ado, let's jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and do the freestyle thing. This video, I've been kind of pondering this for a while. But I'm starting to think that one of the main tools that narcissists and bullies in general use is just singling a person out. I don't know why it's so daunting to feel singled out, but that's like a human being's weakness. And if you think of all the types of abuse that people do, I'm not going to name them all here, but like just for some, like for an example, like being condescending. Really, people focus on, oh, you're being overly nice to me, but nobody really talks about it in the sense of, yeah, they're being overly nice to you, but they're also singling you out. They're only doing it to you. If that person did it to everybody, everybody would just think that, oh, this person has a problem, like they're weird, But when somebody does it just to you, it becomes something, and it makes you feel weird. And so there's certain things that happen, like, all right, with the condescension, somebody being patronizing, and that bothers you, but it's in and of itself, it's the singling out that does almost most of the damage. And there's ways to do it. There's ways to do it in a way that's not obvious, just somebody just saying something to you, or in general, even if they're being nice, even if they don't have to say it in a condescending tone, you know what I mean? Like, that'll bother you just because they're only saying it to you. Or if somebody's bullying someone, the idea that you're being bullied, it's like, it's still, they singled you out. It's like that alone, it's like you get to the point where you're wondering, why me, And so now that makes you start searching yourself and makes you anxious and all this. And it's all the same thing. It's the same thing as condescension. It's the same thing. It's just singling people out. And the same thing with ostracism. People are singling you out by only ignoring you. And now if everybody just ignored each other, and you just be like, man, this is a weird place, you wouldn't even feel bad. But even though you're still being ignored by everybody, it's a powerful thing to single somebody out. And I feel like one of the things that you can do to get past that is just to single yourself out sometimes and get used to that feeling, and it can be in a good way. You single yourself out in a good way. If you see something that needs to be done at work and a lot of people are looking by it, everybody's acting like, you do it, I'm not going to do it because I'm above doing this thing. It could be something like taking out the trash. It could be something like that. You just go and do it. And, but you don't do it all the time. You don't constantly single yourself out, but you just go and do it. For the feeling that everybody's looking at you, everybody else is looking at that trash, everybody else is looking at you like, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you feel a certain way about it. But that's not what this video is about. It's just kind of like where everybody's looking at you, and you just go and take it out. And you do it in a good way, and just constantly get used to, not constantly, but every once in a while, get used to just being singled out. Talk to somebody that nobody talks to. Just for the feeling that everybody's gonna look at you like, why are you talking to this person? And they're gonna look at you all weird and all that. And you get used to that feeling of people doing that, and you won't be afraid of it. It's not as big. It's not as daunting. It's not a big deal, and that's not to say that you are just allowing yourself to get abused or getting better at getting abused, but it's to take away the main tool behind most of abuse that's not physical. Is like I said, it's just singling you out. One way or another, you can boil it down. I mean, not all of it. There's gaslighting, there's all this different type of abuse, but the majority other things that happen is the person is just singling you out, and so it bothers you. So you talk to somebody who nobody talks to, and you go ahead and feel that, and or stand alone every once in a while. You don't have to be with the crowd. Just get used to it, so that nobody can do this to you, and so that you can focus on what exactly it is that bothers you outside of that part of it. If somebody's, like I said earlier, I said condescension, I meant the word patronizing earlier when I was trying to explain people being nice to you, to act like they're better than you. But so now you're not worried about the fact that everybody's looking at you or it's embarrassing anymore. You're thinking about, oh, what is it about this situation that makes me feel so bad about somebody trying to act like they're better than me? It's like, if they think they're better, that's their problem, and you can you go into dealing with that without the whole feeling of, you're blushing, you feel your blood rushing to your skin because everybody's staring at you. You feel the cold sweats, your heart racing. So you can't really deal with the problem anymore. You can't really deal with the other part of it, because it's like this other part hurts. So long story short, it's worth doing. It's worth singling yourself out in a positive way. It's not about singling yourself out in a negative way. You don't do it all of the time. You just do it every once in a while under a controlled setting, just so that you can deal with that, and also practice looking at pictures and things of a crowd of people looking into the camera, as if, and rehearse it in your mind as if people are looking at you after an embarrassing moment, or just stuff like that, and begin to take your power back. And that's all I have to say. Peace.